Welcome back to My Instant Death Billy is Overpowered Anime Review, episode number 3. We're here reviewing episodes 5 through 7. Well, kind of good thing I reviewed 7 because 7 basically is inclusions. It basically is kind of a 3-part, not a 2-part or 3-parter. So here's what happens. So we just have basically our dynamic duo for this basically series driving a big truck at the stop because basically a big rock and roll. Of course, he's sleeping, dreaming about his past. Yes, dreaming about his past. That's what he does. He dreams about his past. Or Tomochichi and Takatu, or basically they're, and then of course basically a whole bunch of dragons show up. He instantly has intimate all of them. When another dragon shows up and turns a little girl who only appears this one episode. It's like, yeah, if you make Swordmaster, I get to become your follower. Kind of. So basically, remember the area for the trial. The current Swordmaster tells everybody there, kill each other and do it quickly. And like half of them go, and of course they go through a barrier where unveils a gigantic tower. And then they take an elevator to the top. I'm like, this is a fantasy setting. Why the heck are you using elevators? I don't know. I guess, oh yeah, basically there's this dark god that basically is unleashed to destroy the world. And while there may be a few people there, there is Rick, Federica, Lyle, Frederick may be a little later. Yeah, so basically they go to the top. Of course, they have to find a way to get to the bottom for the next step. And slowly, a lot of the other candidates get killed off. And, of course, basically, it's just our main two plus Lyle. Apparently, he has a sort of gotcha ability where throw these stones up in the air, get something special. This time a scrub brush. And they arrive at a 98th floor where it's a rest stop where Rick goes on with what he wants to. Lyle gets a room, and of course the last two get a share room together where Takaru proceeds to take off his shirt and pants right in front of Takachi, puts his pajamas on, goes to sleep, and then of course also Tamachi basically puts on her outfit, but when she wakes up, Takaru is sleeping on her chest. Yes. And also the ghost basically to his trap on the wall. Oh yeah, and turns out basically the gotcha was given to Lyle by a goddess, which we'll find out later with her, and then they get to a certain floor where it's a coliseum, where basically have a guy and like 3 girls. One is a bunny girl voiced by Brittany Kowalski, and now my 42nd series basically I've heard her in. Yep. And she was also in the very last High Dive series I watched, Long Enough in the World, voicing the nudist girl. Yep. One thing I at least got admit with this protagonist over Lower Life, at least that one actually had, at least basically he had emotion with him. At least he was funny. This guy is just okay. He understands basically what's going on. Everyone understands no problem. He doesn't really smile. Probably gets guilty. Lots of flashbacks to when he was younger. He made his beautiful woman sort of his caretaker. In fact, she taught him a lot of stuff. Not like everything. And I don't know what happened to her at this point. So, then of course they go down to the bottom. And of course, well actually, 3 girls kills him instantly and the guy basically dies instantly too. So they proceed to go down to the bottom floor, where of course the barrier breaks, and here comes the two of the spawns of the Dark God. By the way, also there was suctioning the, so he used it on the wall, and it worked. And then it turns out after the goddess is summoned again because these 2 spawns show up, and it turns out she's actually these kids, their master, and she refers to the Dark God as Darling. Where the barrier breaks and he is dead. And you're like, what? He's dead? And of course, Divine King's like, she's been dead all along? Yeah. And of course, Takachi, he proceeds to eliminate all the air demons there. And of course, basically, and we also find out that the current Sword Master, the one who read the old man, apparently has been experimenting on this half demon's people. And her name is Tadosa. Yeah. So Federica is voiced by Caitlin Barr. Cool. Yep. Which that is now my 33rd series now? No, 34th. Oh my gosh, 34 for her. I'm like, that is something. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, 34. Of course, she's in the very next episode as well. And also during all this conflict, she loses her arm. Yeah, by a very quiet character named Federica. No, Shiro. Yep. Yeah. And also during all this, a woman named Io, I thought was the girl in the first episode, completely different character, but still voiced by Lucy Christian. This it's another character voiced by Lucy Christian. Takes that guy's student, and of course then he just happens to run into a character who was last seen back in episode 1, Damon Higawa, where, and then of course because the previous Sword Master was killed by, of course, Teresa, well, Tadosa is the one who kills her, excuse me. Let's see, Tadosa is voiced by Jasmine Rain Thomas. That is who voices her. And this is the only show I've heard her in. Apparently she's only been active as a voice actor now for 2 years. And all she's done is Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero, this show. She apparently is the voice of Amanda Waller from Suicide Isekai and Rick and Morty the anime. You're like, what? Yeah. Somebody probably thinking, Nick, who is this person? I have no freaking idea. Also, apparently, Caitlin Barr voiced another character named Mana. Yeah, she voiced 2 characters in the show, which is interesting. And yes, I have met her. You're like, what, you met her? Yeah, I met her at, I think it was for Comic-Con 2022, I think it was. Yes, 2022. Yeah. Sue me. Also, by the way, when they get down, they run into the creator, which, oh yeah, you're threatening me, and of course he gets killed instantly because, of course, Takachu basically throws traps. And the goddess herself turns out basically she's the lover of this dark god. She's killed by the current Sword Master. And of course, so it's like basically all the experiment stuff. I'm sure you probably were shocked to see that. Then apparently, instead of all of them going to the capital, because that's all they're going, you figure though, all these characters, we're all going to the capital. You figure though, they would hop in the car and just drive off. Nope, it's just basically our 2 leads. Everyone else has to walk. And one of these people have walking with 1 arm because Federica lost her arm during this. And she's going to go capital for treatment. Will people show up again? Who knows? We'll find out as soon as this stuff, while the series is going on. Yeah. And that's kind of it, what happens here over the course of these 3 episodes. I have 5 more to go. I might get really close to finishing these episodes up. If not, I'll probably cap up tomorrow, then start up. Well, with only 5 to go, there's a pretty good possibility I could finish up tonight. That's a maybe. Yep. So that's pretty much it for the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next, we have a Comic Corner, and then it's right back to the show. Okay, next, bye.